Welcome to another episode of Ask MA the podcast. If you want to be part of the show, let's say you have some stories, questions, or if you need some advice, send me a message on my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at MABuendiaHD and I will give you a call. Alright guys, so we have a guest on the line. He is Polo Enriquez, 34 years old from Makati. Hello Polo, welcome to the show and what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, May. Thank you for inviting me. This is the first time to do a podcast. And I just want to tell a story regarding my journey in finding self-love.
Mhm.
Kasi I think a lot of people, parang they think that it's very easy to actually get to that point na mahal mo yung sarili mo na not really mahal eh.
Yeah.
It's more of kilala mo yung sarili mo enough. As a gay guy na 34 years old, I've been through a lot of relationships and ang dami kong nararamdaman, ang dami kong bagay na na-overcome, ang dami kong bagay na na-encounter, ang daming growth, but still, hindi ako umabot sa point na mahal ko yung sarili ko well enough for me to know my boundaries and for me to know kung ano yung tama at mali and kung kailan ako dihado at kung kailan ako dapat na umayaw na or tama na. Gets mo ba? Parang even though pwede kong sabihin na seasoned ako in terms of pakikipagrelasyon or not just relation in a romantic sense, most your family, your friends, your best friends, those close people sa'yo.
Yeah.
Even though ang dami mong kilala, it doesn't mean na parang mahal ka nila, gusto ka nila, pero ikaw, mahal mo ba yung sarili mo or gusto mo ba
Yeah.
yung sarili mo?
Well, let me ask you, how do you know na mahal mo yung sarili mo? Or na hindi mo
Ito.
pala mahal yung sarili mo?
If you're gonna look at a person na tinitingnan mo yung sarili mo nga, do you think that person is, tawag dito, yung na-experience or na ginagawa niya is something na worth it
Yeah.
para sa kanya?
Yeah.
And I've met people kasi who know themselves, parang kilala nila yung sarili nila well enough for
Yeah.
them not not to compromise if alam nila
Yeah.
na it's not worth it or if alam nila na this is something that's not gonna further their whatever yung gusto
It's
nila
against
sa
their
buhay
their
nila.
values. Yeah.
That's true.
I
And
know.
iisipin mo sa kanila na, uy, ang selfish mo naman, ang sama ng ugali mo. Pero
Yeah.
there will come a point na maiinggit ka sa kanila
Uh-uh.
because they know themselves well enough for them to stop. No, hindi ko to gusto nangyayari. I'm gonna walk out of it. Walang issue, walang problema.
Yeah. Very
Pasensya na sa
unapologetic na.
nararamdaman mo. Yeah, pasensya sa nararamdaman mo. It's
Mm-mm.
just that mahal ko yung sarili ko.
Yeah, I think it also has something to do with the Filipino culture, right?
Totoo yan.
Because here in the Philippines, if someone has a very strong personality or if it's very unapologetic, ang tingin dito agad bitch or ano mo
That's true.
yun, di ba?
That's
Or
very true. Na,
arrogant or ano ba to, parang asshole.
parang we are programmed to be mabait.
Yeah,
In
or
that
submissive.
sense of
Yeah.
na we have to be meek, we have to be like very gentle in terms of how we say things.
Yeah.
Being assertive is something na hindi okay because being assertive means being rude
Yeah.
sa ibang
Actually,
tao.
sinabi ng trainer namin before sa call center na ang assertiveness here in the Philippines, hindi siya nag-exist sa culture natin. It's because walang word na Filipino for
Filipino, yeah,
assertiveness.
that's true na. Totoo,
Yeah.
that's
Na dito sa
totoo.
atin, pag assertive ka, sumasagot, pabalang, masyadong maraming explanation. Like, you cannot really speak for yourself.
That is true. And hindi pa na-realize sa mga tao na kapag kaya mong sabihin yung isang bagay without any malintent, hindi mo naman sasabihin para maka-offend, sinasabi mo lang ito ng diretso, it saves you a lot of time.
Yes,
Hindi
exactly.
mo kailangan magpaligoy-ligoy, the person may
Mm-mm.
intindihan ka, and ito talaga yung nararamdaman mo, and ito yung nangyari para sa'yo.
Do you think you
Anyway,
love yourself, Paul?
no, not yet. Not yet. But I know that I am on the right track and I'm very happy with those people na nakasurround sa akin. Yung growth ko kasi as a person is something na hindi ko naman din discount. It's just
Yeah.
that alam ko na logically, para isipin ko na, uy, hindi ko to gusto. This is something na dapat hindi ko papasukin.
Yeah.
But then again, emotions ko talo. Gusto ko tong gawin eh.
Right.
Diba? And knowing na yung consequence nito is something that's gonna hurt me.
Mhm.
Hindi ko mahal yung sarili ko. Kasi if mahal ko yung sarili ko, dun pa lang sa masasaktan ko yung sarili ko sa gagawin ko na to,
Yeah.
hindi ko siya i-consider.
Right. Is that just a phase? Kasi di ba usually a lot of people feel they're so alone or whatever, and then sometimes something happens in their life and then they're okay again. Alam mo yun, yung may mga moments lang na you're just parang too small for the world, o kaya naman sometimes you just feel so burdened or whatever, and then may mga little moments lang na nangyayari sa life nila and then they appreciate themselves again. Have you ever felt na minsan may moments lang sa life mo na like, for example, a recent breakup or issue with family or career or whatever, kaya minsan sabi mo, I don't love myself. But if you're gonna really pay attention, I mean, you're doing a lot of things that's really helping you grow. For example, going to the gym or just saying no to other people kapag hindi mo talaga gusto.
Wait, Emmy, ang galing mo. That's the first time na naisip ko siya na gano'n, and thank you for that. Okay, thank you for that. Wow, wow, wow. Mind blown ako with what you said. And that is true. Oh, speechless ako. I don't even know how to respond to it
No, kasi I
because
can totally relate. Kasi
totoo yan.
feeling ko to be honest, there are times na parang people think na, oh, you're very successful, you're so accomplished, or parang people assume that I have everything figured out in my life. And then if you're gonna look at yourself from a different perspective, are you proud of that person? Sometimes
Yeah,
I am not. So, and feeling ko no one in the world is super 100%
percent.
na parang
That's yeah.
alam niya, even the president or even the richest man in the world, meron at meron ka talagang ano eh, something that you lack or
Pupunahin mo
something
sa
that you're
sarili
still,
mo.
yeah. Why do you feel that way? I'm just curious eh.
Ayun. Siguro the reason I think like this is because I've met people, and sorry, I'm not comparing, it's just that nawawaw ako with these people na both my best friends, Toby and Matt. I saw their growth,
Mhm.
and it's something kasi na nagugulat ako na bakit hindi ko siya nagawa? Why is it
Okay.
na naiwan ako? Eh, hindi ako naiinggit, it's just that,
Yeah.
wow, ang galing, hindi ko pa siya kaya now.
Yeah, yeah.
With what you said kanina nga na at least I'm doing my best to be better every day.
Yeah.
And that means na I love myself already. Tama ka naman dyan. But then again, I feel na hindi pa ako enough is because these people are people na way younger than me,
Mm.
na seriously naman nakikita sa akin now are those people who can easily say no. So nakikita kong
Yeah.
ginagawa
Yeah.
nila 'to harap-harapan na, ay ayoko.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not anything, but because ayoko lang. No explanation, no anything. Kasi
Yeah.
ako ngayon, up until this point, 'pag ako dehado, 'pag if this is something na hindi ko gusto, if this is something na feeling ko hindi tama for myself,
You
it's
say
very hard for me to
yes.
say no.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that is true. I would
Yeah.
rather make an excuse kung hindi ko
Mm-mm.
talaga gustong gawin 'yan, than flat out saying no.
Yeah. Well, actually, for that, keep in mind that we have different coping mechanisms and we have different childhood experiences. So usually yun yung nag-shape sa atin sa personality natin growing up. Kaya minsan may kita nila if a kid grew up in a broken family, iba yung strength niya. If a kid grew up in poverty, iba yung point of view niya, iba yung value niya sa money, iba yung discipline.
Kanina when I paused because sabi ko may parang there are things na nangyari sa akin, hindi ko sinabi kasi it involves my family na I was too spoiled growing up.
Yeah.
Hindi ko siya
Okay.
sinabi, and you saying this now
Mm-mm.
is parang you have a safety net, so conscious effort sa'yo yung pagma-mature mo because mahihiya ka na sa sarili mo na at your age, uy ganyan ka pa rin mag-isip, parang you still feel na
Mm-mm.
you're too privileged na you don't have to actually do anything, but because at the end of it, hindi ka magfi-fail because may sasalut sa'yo.
Okay.
It's conscious sa'kin na ginagawa ko 'to,
Yeah.
because hindi ko ma-resolve sa sarili ko na, uy, hindi because gusto mo, dapat makuha mo.
Yeah.
Hindi ako hirap siyang tanggapin for me.
Yeah.
We have to reach a point na tatanggalin mo siya sa sarili mo. Mahihirapan ka, and that's supposed to be okay because that's where you're gonna struggle, and that's where you're gonna build character. Ayun yung para
Exactly.
sa
And
ayun.
actually, that's also the reason why there's a lot of depression happening right now, especially for the Gen X. Kasi nasanay sila na parang they get everything na parang instant. And then
Yeah,
parang once they go out to the real world na parang may mga rejections, I mean, you're not gonna get what you want. And then there are people who will turn you down, who will, turn their back on you.
yeah, they take it
Hindi
too
sila sanay.
personally.
Yeah, hindi sila sanay. They take it so hard.
Yeah,
Yung
you're
mind
not
and
used
heart
to
mo
it.
dun.
Something na very foreign sa'yo, and it's something that's gonna destroy you in a way na,
Yeah.
"Ha? Bago sa'kin 'to,
Oo.
Parang
How come you say no to me? Or
that's where conflict comes in, and I think that's the reason kung bakit most people are mentally unstable in terms of how they handle things.
mm,
They parang problematic on how they cope, hindi healthy on how they cope.
yeah.
It's because instead of them accepting na malungkot ako, na-reject ako,
Yeah.
this is a normal feeling na malungkot, they're gonna push that feeling away, and they're
Yeah.
gonna distract themselves And with that, hindi sila matututo.
Exactly. You have to acknowledge your feelings. Okay.
That's true.
That's the first step. And then you have to accept na parang it's over. Okay. There is no control Z. And what you can just do is to learn the lessons from it and then, pick up the pieces of your broken heart and then start over.
Start over again and knowing na hindi naman siya competition or whatever, and that
Exactly. Tsaka yung self-love, it's a continuous process as long as you're alive.
process.
Ano ba yung pinaka nangyari sa'yo recently kaya bakit na may isip mo na parang you don't love yourself or
Ano ba, parang 'pag hindi ako gusto ng isang tao up until now, parang
yeah,
hindi it doesn't affect me as much as it did before. Pero,
yeah.
in a way nafi-feel ko pa rin siya na, "Bakit hindi mo ako gusto?"
Yeah,
Parang
yeah,
parang, "Ba't mo ako gusto? Anong ginawa ko sa'yo?" Parang it still
yeah.
bothers me, dapat hindi, eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Na
Well, it's normal naman for us to seek validation and to compare ourselves. Minsan sinasabi nila, do not compare yourself on other people, di ba? It's a, cliche advice. But
oo,
sometimes you
pero
just can't
yeah,
help it eh. Kasi, I mean, as humans, parang nandun tayo lagi there's
we kept
always a competition.
comparing.
Yeah, there are some aspects in our lives, especially as you grow. Like yung kanina sinabi mo, 34 years old na ako, but yung my other friends parang I feel left out or I feel left behind.
Ang galing nila mag-handle ng mga bagay-bagay na
Yeah,
nangyari
I
sa
mean
buhay nila na
yeah,
namamangha talaga ako na, "Tangina seryoso,
yeah.
that's
But
how you think about it, that's how you take it, and okey ka na actor, wow,
But
sana
that's
all."
just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, some people also assume na parang, "Oh, ba't nagagawa mo yung ganyan?" Pero, behind closed doors, you don't know their struggles as well. You don't know their dramas in life or some aspects in their life that they cannot fix. So, I mean, minsan ang hirap ilagay sa pedestal yung idol mo kaya naman someone na parang masyado mong nilo up kasi yun yung nga, hindi mo rin man alam kung ano yung pinagdadaanan niya rin or like for example, masyadong secure sa sarili niya or parang masyado siyang unapologetic whenever
Yeah,
nag-e-express yung sarili niya. Pero 'di ba, ilang ilang friends yung meron siya. Alam mo yun,
that's
meron kang masa-sacrifice talaga kapag ganun yung personality mo. That's why a lot of people, they just stay quiet or yun nga sinabi mo kanina, meek, submissive kasi kapag masyado kang strong yung personality mo, a lot of
people are not
people
gonna like
talaga
you.
nami-misinterpret nila,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. There's a very fine line between people, like, accepting you for who you are and just telling you that they accept you, pero at the back of it parang they're just, anong
They're
tawag
just
dito?
tolerating you, yeah.
Oh, they're just
Mm.
tolerating you. Do you think you're already at that point na you know yourself well enough? Well, based from your tweets, kasi you're someone who's very strong in terms of how you deliver your messages on Twitter, and something I admire from you. How did you come to a point na ganyan ka-strong in terms of, hindi it's not really natatakot, it's not really naapektuhan, but you know how to handle yourself? Okey, these
Mm.
people are attacking you personally,
Yeah.
not even yung sinabi mo, but attacking you personally na, pero ikaw kebs
It's
bahala
like
kayo diyan.
feeling ko tenacity kasi parang you master it na lang eh, day by day. Kasi I started vlogging in 2016 and I remember during those times na kapag may nakuha kang bashers or haters or anything, kasi whatever you say, I mean, some people will not really agree with it and you have to be
That's
okay
true.
with that.
You have to be okay with
You
that,
have to be
oo.
okay with the fact. So that's the first step. You really have to stand your ground and then yun nga, whenever you express yourself, it's just you expressing yourself and not to get validation from people na parang I agree, I like it or whatever.
Ah,
But it feels good na parang makita mo na oh, a lot of people agree with me or a lot of people are seeing it, with the same lens. Pero kapag may mga until now meron pa rin may mga moments pa rin ako na parang oo nga no, parang feeling ko masyado nga akong rude do'n sa post na 'yun or oo nga 'no, sometimes, they keep you grounded and, in social media or in life, being hated is better than being ignored, you know?
that's true.
So
That's the
same with
siguro for someone, ako makakaganti ka sa'kin kapag inaway kita tapos hindi mo ako pinansin. Mas maiintindihan ka kung saan ka nanggagaling, and
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
want them to understand instead of you, like, attacking them on certain things na hindi nakakatulong dun sa argument. Kasi at the end of it, you're not arguing actually to win, you're arguing to get to an understanding.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes kasi you have to choose your battles, eh.
Ang hindi ako affected kapag ang tinitira nila sa'kin is yung looks or whatever, na natatawa ako. Parang,
Yeah,
seryoso?
that's ad hominem naman na kasi I don't even engage or argue before parang gusto ko pang ipahiya or I mean pero kasi sayang yung energy so I just block
Eh,
them, I just ban them and I don't even reply.
because a lot of people know you, a lot of people have opinion about you,
I
and wala kang time to actually go through it all, so block ka na lang,
Yeah.
bahala kayo.
Yeah,
'Di
sayang
ba?
kasi. Tsaka ako, I've been called worse. So, I've been called parang ano ba 'to, mukha kang alien, baklang panot, kalbo, feeling maganda. Alam mo yun yung mga fame whore. So, parang feeling ko nasanay na ako or 'di ba, I even created a vlog about that, yung mga hate comments sa akin. Kasi feeling ko as long as sabi ko nga parang if it's true, you should not be offended. If it's not true, you should not be offended. I've been on both sides. Naging basher din ako. So, alam ko yung feeling na parang ang sarap lang na tangina mo ang pangit mo, Alam mo yung parang ang sarap lang na ganunin na you're not really attacking the argument, you're attacking the person. Sometimes we go that low, we take that low road.
I also reached that point na I go that low, pero alam ko na, shit, mali itong sasabihin ko, pero it feels so good at this
Yeah,
moment.
exactly, 'di ba? So, naiintindihan ko rin sila na feeling ko kapag hindi mo kayang i-ano yung argument, especially if you made a valid point or if it's really
Point
something na parang na-affect sila, ibig sabihin nun may impact ka sa kanila kasi nag-elicit ka ng emotion, eh. So, nagalit sila
that's
sa'yo kasi ibig sabihin you're relevant in a way na parang napansin nila na may weight yung opinion mo. Kaya minsan kapag inatake na nila nun, wag mo nang dagdagan kasi parang bumaba ka na nga dun sa gano'ng level na nakipag-trash
and
talking
at the
ka.
end of it, 'pag matutulog na sila, hindi na sila galit, mare-realize nila na, "Shit, oo nga 'no, may point 'tong gagong 'to, wait lang. Kasi na-offend ako, eh, mali ako, eh." Nakatulong ka sa
Oo.
kanya, 'di ba?
Yeah, exactly. There are times na talagang sometimes you just can't sleep at night or probably in the shower you kept on thinking about what was said about you if it's especially if it's something na insecurity mo or especially if it's something that you're really conscious about. Yeah, especially if it's something about your attitude na parang na-correct ka or something. 'Di ba pag nako-call out ka lang din naman sa school or pag napahiya ka, ganun yung feeling na parang you just feel you question yourself but
Oo, it's gonna make you become a better person kapag na-realize mo na, oo nga, na tama siya, and yung experience mo na yun na na-feel mo na napahiya ka, na mali ka, something na ayaw mo na kasing maulit, eh.
exactly.
So,
As long as you're not really harming people, you should not feel so evil about yourself. Kasi sometimes yun yung nagko-cause sa'tin ng ano, eh, ng,
a lot of
guilt, which
stress.
is the ugliest emotion for me, yung pagiging guilty for yourself.
Hindi ka dapat guilty on those years na nasayang mo,
Yeah,
because those years made you who you are right. Alam mo yun, in a way, kailangan mo siya, you need na pagdaanan siya, and I think I'm doing my best, or the fact that I'm doing my best for myself. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, I love
yeah.
myself.
Just remember na, 'di ba, you should not regret the struggles that shaped you kasi wala na tayong control dun sa past. What we can do is
Correct.
just to, move forward and improve every single
And
day.
conscious ka dapat the fact na you want to be better for yourself,
Yeah.
and regardless if hindi mo pa siya ma-achieve now, alam mo na ayun yung gusto mong gawin.
Yeah, do not hurry. As long as nandun yung goal mo, as long as you're conscious about your vision na parang, okay, someday, I'm gonna be so confident. Someday I can make my own decisions. I can love myself even more or, find my self-worth and, find the peace of mind that I deserve. Feeling ko you're on the right track.
Yeah,
So,
well, MA, thank you for this. I mean, more than you guys, I mean, more than this being like an experience sa akin, the things na natutunan ko with our conversation really helped me, and I wanted to know na I really appreciate it.
anytime. Thank you so much, Polo, for sharing your story and being part of the show. I really had fun
No
and I learned so
worries.
much.
Again, thank you for inviting me.
You take care and be well. Okay, guys, so that has been Ask MA the podcast. Thank you so much for being with us. And again, if you want to be part of the show, go ahead and share your stories, ask me some questions or advice. Just message me on my Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at MA Buendia HD and I'll give you a call. I love you for listening and let's talk next time. Bye!